Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Could be the matchup here of the year. Jared Moore alongside Tim Byrie here on WBCO and the OH Report. Mohawk and Colonel Crawford set to kick off here in about 12 minutes, Tim. And this is the matchup that I think a lot of people have been looking for since Mohawk. A lot of people thought they were coming in rebuilding this year. but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Not at all.
Both teams coming in here at 3-0.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody knew about Crawford, had a lot of guys back. But Mohawk lost a lot of skilled guys. Now, Coach Daniels does have a lot of offensive linemen, defensive linemen back. So he's got the big guys. But, he had to, he moved his quarterback from tight end to quarterback after, they've had a 3-year starter and very successful. They had receivers. They had, especially their skilled guys. But, the other thing, I guess, I don't think the coaches forgot. Maybe some of the fans, especially the opponents' fans, forgot that Kish was not back. And, he's back and he's a load.
All right, let's go ahead and let's go right into the Colonel Crawford Eagles, Tim. They come in with that record of 3-0, led by head coach Jake Bruner. 3-0, the 42-7 win. We saw that opening weekend against Fairbanks, then Fairfield Union and East Knox. A couple of big wins there as well. They really haven't been tested, maybe last week for a half, right? But other than that, the defense has been strong. They're not giving up very many points per game, Tim, only 252 yards per game total. So not a lot of action there for any offense in particular. Less than 12 points a game given up here by Colonel Crawford so far this season. But the passing game has come out strong, Tim.
Well, they use two quarterbacks, but right now, everyone says if you have two, you don't have one, all that stuff. I've never been a big fan of it, but boy, it's working for Crawford. I mean, these guys are together, combined, are almost completing 77% of their passes, and they're averaging a little over, I believe, 200 yards a game, and so, the big thing is. It's easy to throw when you're throwing to, Parker Weitzman. We saw in the first game of the season he put on quite a show, and it's continued. So, he's caught 5 touchdown passes already this year. He's intercepted some passes while he's playing defense, but he's averaging over 100 yards a game in receptions, and is just having an outstanding year. Very much improved from his sophomore year.
Yeah, they're keys here to victory, Tim. I think you have to ride that defense, but outside of that, you got to feed Parker. I mean, I think your running game is going to be tested here today, but then they also need to flip the field, play a field position game if they have to, and then go from there. So we'll come back with the Mohawk story here after this national anthem.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Insurance, 580 South Sandusky Avenue, 562-5801.
Back here on WBCO for the Lewis Family McDonald's game of the week. Mohawk hosting Colonel Crawford here this evening. 2 ranked teams in the state, Tim. But both teams coming in at 3-0 like we previously mentioned. Now let's get into Mohawk here, Tim. And we talked about a lot of people thought coming in that this was going to be a rebuilding year. They are wearing the military uniforms here tonight, so that's good to see. Obviously been a rough week here in the United States, and yeah, it's just been that. But good to see them, you know, representing the military and going forward from there. But, yeah, we mentioned they come in at 3-0. Eric Daniel, the head coach here, lost a lot, but let's consider it a reload year, right, Tim? They win 39-6 over Tiffin Calvert, which was very surprising to a lot of people. Cardington, the big win over them. They have a good running game, but Mohawk with a 37-8 win over them, and then Ayersville a week ago at 40-15. So much like Colonel Crawford, haven't really had a close game here so far this season.
No, and that very well could, you know, be something, you know, that down the stretch, who's going to, if it is a close game, you know, who's going to respond to that. But, you know, they're very balanced, and which is, in a way, a little bit of unusual for Mohawk, in that, you know, coming into this year, Coach Dan's talked about, we want to run the football, we want to run it and run it and run it and then run it some more. But at the same time, you know, Klaus came out and, you know, again, he's completing 65% of his passes almost. And you know, he's at the top of the league in passing efficiency, and he's, in the top 2 or 3, I think, running the ball as well. He's averaging like 120 yards a game running the ball. And then they still have Bish.
Yeah.
So, you know, bottom line is they would love, you know, Coach Daniels, you know, was quoted in multiple different places this week in interviews saying they want to run the ball. They want to run the ball. But the good thing is probably that he didn't expect is if someone is slowing them down, which no one has so far, but if someone is slowing them down in the running game, they can still hit some passes.
All right, keys here for Mohawk. They got to control the clock here against Crawford. We talked about Crawford flipping the field. Mohawk, they're going to run the football quite a bit, and that would be controlling the clock. And then just keep everything in front. Don't let Parker Weithman get behind you, right?
Well, you know, not only Parker Weithman, you know, John DeGray has made some big plays in the passing game as well. And he gives them, you know, the opposite of Weithman, a very large receiver. You know, at 6'3" or 6'4", where Weithman's a little smaller.